Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, folks. Come on in, come on in. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see me. Let me know we're broadcasting. Let me know we are up and running. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Let me clear the background music and let's get ready to get this show started. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Thank you for joining us tonight. Bolo, hey, man, that was an awesome ride you had up to Canada, man. You took your guys up there. I'm glad you guys made it back safe. David Bell, how you doing tonight, sir? Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. We greatly appreciate you. Like I said, give us a thumbs up if you can see us, hear us. We're broadcasting. If you're on YouTube, please feel free to comment. More comments we get, the more the algorithm is going to push the platform. I'd greatly appreciate it. Keep us in the loop. Keep us in the loop, folks. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Come on in. Hey there. I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Susan. But listen, folks, we got a great show lined up for you tonight, man. We got King Tut on, man, a different breed. And I'm telling you, folks, from 26 years in the United States Navy, Lieutenant Colonel, Lieutenant Commander. I'm used to I'm Army. You know what I'm saying? We've already had it backstage about Army, Navy, go Navy, go Army. So I should have brought us some footage of the last football game, but hey, man. But listen, I'm gonna stop beating my gum and go ahead and bring my co-hosts in. The amazing, the one and only Doc Remy.
Hey, hello, everybody. You got Doctor in the building. Remy is here.
Give my girl what she deserves. Give her what she deserves. That's what I'm talking about, Doc. How you been?
Hey, I've been good. Today was a great day. Me and my student today, we hit some linear equations, some algebraic expressions, and that young man told me before he came in today, he didn't really get the concept of how to move the variable to one side, you know what I mean, to get it by itself. And we walked through it, and he had an open mind, and by the end of our class today, he had it. I let him do a couple off by his own, and he got it. And you should have just seen the smile on his face. You can just see he was like, "Yeah, I'm like this." He said, "I see you Thursday. I see you Thursday."
It's like the light bulb came on, and he was like happy, you know.
Absolutely. So yeah, I had a good day.
That's good. That's youth learning right there. Jacquees Wilson, how we doing, sir? You know who it is. It's the one and only Moose. Good evening, family. Looking forward to a good show. You know it, Moose. We're going to do our best, man. We're going to do our best to keep bringing you guys some good quality content across these airways. We want to thank everybody for tuning in with Riding with K Solo, the podcast. You know what time we do it. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific on that West Coast. But listen, folks, like I said, we got one lined up for you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. I'm going to let him introduce himself, man, because his resume is a mile long with all the accomplishments, achievements, not just in the motorcycle community, but in life in general. So listen, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring our featured guest in tonight, the one and only King Tut. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Solo? What's going on, Doc? Everything's good. Everything's
good.
It,
man. You got it. And without further ado, man, we're going to have to give you a round of applause for joining us tonight, sir, because we appreciate you. Good deal. Yes, indeed. So listen, sir, I can tell everybody who King Tut is, and I keep saying King Tut, but would you please introduce yourself, sir?
Well, I'm Greg Harrison, a.k.a. King Tut, a.k.a. Wizzy D, Evolve, G-Wiz, a whole bunch of things. Yeah, I'm a kid from New York City, grew up in New York City, and joined the Navy, spent, like you said, 26 years in the Navy, worked my way up from enlisted to officer. Retired in 2006. Done a few things here and there. And I've always had a love and a passion for motorcycles and riding. And my passion's been definitely renewed in the last 3 to 4 years. And just really happy to be here.
I know, because in pre-production, we were talking about your riding resume and how long you've been riding. And you've been owning motorcycles for years.
Yeah.
Okay. But after the Navy, after the military, after other commitments, within the last 4 or 5 years, that's when you really picked it back up and start avid riding.
Yeah. In fact, I bought my first motorcycle in like 1981, I think. It was an old Honda, 454, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was my only means of transportation. So I had to figure it out, and didn't have a car, didn't have money for a car, but I could afford that. So I rode that for a few years. And yeah, I've owned motorcycles, and I guess, family, kids and everything, like we were discussing. I didn't have time to ride. So I sold,
Right.
I had a 2000 Fat Boy, I think.
Okay.
And I sold that. And just didn't have time, was too busy doing everything else. But, now I'm retired, and I was always missing something. I didn't know what I was missing. You don't know what you're missing until you realize it.
Right.
And I had a health scare, which, we can talk about. But what it made me do is I said, you know what? I'm going to go get me a motorcycle. And I'm going to ride my motorcycle. And so I went out and got me a road glide. And loved that road glide. And ended up joining the club. Shout out to the Empire Rare Breed. They're known for riding, so I had to keep up. Ran across a couple brothers that really rode their bikes, and they really inspired me. And so my thing is like, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. And if they inspire me, I want to try to inspire somebody else.
Right. And before we even get this show started, getting deep into it, man, we want to thank you, folks. If you didn't know or you don't follow King Tut on social media, he recently had an elevated BP. Not his first episode of it, but he went in. This was the second time this happened.
Yeah.
Am I correct, sir?
Yeah, it happened about 4 years ago.
Okay, about 4 years ago, and we're gonna briefly talk about the importance of health, checking your health. I know you spoke that you had put together a video talking about it, but we're gonna briefly talk about it tonight to kind of just like let people know you just literally got released from the hospital this morning.
This afternoon. Yeah,
this afternoon. So, folks,
still got the bands.
They got the band.
Haven't cut them off yet. Yeah.
We did. I did twist his arm or pressure him.
I
had Plan B lined up. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to just personally thank you, sir, for coming on. Even in your condition, and we're not gonna keep you 2 hours. We're not gonna keep you all of that right there. But we want to share your experience of who you are, who King Tut is, and your inspiration to the motorcycle culture. That's what we want to do tonight. Doc.
Hey, so you Navy, right, Mr. King Tut?
Yes,
she done went up, folks, and done put a 101st Airborne Desert Storm hat on.
See, we said we're gonna keep this cordial.
We're gonna keep it cordial, right?
We're gonna keep it cordial.
I'm just gonna say, we talked about.
Let me just go ahead and get my mug here.
Oh man, see, I'm not prepared. Let
me get my mug.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I am prepared.
Uh-oh. Attention on deck. Keep pulling rank on us, Doc.
Hey, listen, all I know is I put my money on the Army football team every year. And usually I be losing, but 1 year, 2 years, when we won, you better know I celebrated.
Yeah. I mean, go Navy. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Hey, how many children do you have, man? You say you have a family, you start riding. First
I have 6 kids. Yeah, I have 6 kids. They're all grown. My youngest is 30, and he's expecting a child right now. So yeah, 6 kids.
Okay. All right.
And do
So that
they like?
that legacy and generation will continue.
Yeah, only one of them still is living here in Memphis. Everybody else is spread out. They've moved. They're all grown, doing different things. Yep.
Good deal.
I wish I had met you when I was teaching fifth grade in Memphis this past school year, because I would have tried to get you to come and speak to my fifth graders. That would have
Well,
been pretty
next year.
next year. Okay. But I did want to say this. You say you had a Honda 454 and you purchased it in 1981.
Yep.
Well, I was born in 1981.
Well, there you go. I'm old, okay?
No,
I
man,
wasn't gonna say it. I was just trying to put the
no.
correlations together.
Yeah, yeah, but no, yeah, yep.
But you,
Yeah. I bought that bike in 1981. I was in Washington D.C.
but that's an inspiration to all riders. You know what I'm saying? To sit there and say, even in our latter years, even in our mature years, we still
Yeah.
can get out there and ride. We still can go see new things and be adventurous. Life
Oh,
don't
yeah.
stop. Some people are really living life now to the fullest. The kids are gone, retirement. The money is in the bank, so it's not an issue. Is do we have the money to go ride, and can I afford to stay in the Hilton, Sheraton, Marriott, or anything like that? So the thing is, now the time to say, you know what, I'm gonna get out and go ride. I'm gonna go spend 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah,
And that is a benefit of being somewhat established,
right.
somewhat, and yeah, that you do can do that. In fact, a lot of guys mess with me. They're like, "Yeah, I wish I had time to ride," or "It must be nice." And my response is always like, "Yeah, it is nice." So,
Yeah,
but yeah, being retired and being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it is a blessing, and it's something that um, you know I don't take for granted at all.
right,
And the one thing, I tell you, I made a video today, and what I'm talking about is like the one thing that I value, and especially after this health issue, is time,
hmm,
because we have to have the time to be able to do the things that we want to do, and
right.
I'm glad I have it.
Man. But I'm glad, and I don't want to keep beating on it. Were there indicators? Were there sign? Did you take
Oh yeah,
yourself? Was
oh yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of times we'll sit there and say, well, oh, it's just a ache, it's just a pain, it'll go away.
And and,
Um,
and and I did that, and I think if I hadn't had the episode prior to that,
right.
I may have gotten myself in trouble.
Okay.
I was sitting there, I was a little stressed out about some stuff. I had a bad week, a real bad weekend. um, I had a bad Saturday, then Sunday, my AC unit in the house, condensation leak, came down the ceiling, had to deal with that. And then Monday, I was still sort of stressing over some different things. And what what I ended up doing was, I just think I focused on the negative way too much the last few days,
Hmm.
and it got to me. So I said, well, I'm gonna go just zone out and play a computer game that I play, Civilization 6. And I said, I'm just gonna zone out and play this, and then they say signs of a heart attack is like your left arm. But my right
Right.
arm is bothering me, and I don't know. And I was like, did I sleep on it wrong? And,
Right.
and then I'm feeling like tingling in my hand, and I automatically said, "Oh, it's the mouse, me messing with the mouse."
Hmm.
And then I felt tingling in my feet, and I said, "Okay." I said, "Let me go check my blood pressure." And when I checked my blood pressure, it was high, and I was like, "Wow." I said, "Well, let me just sit here for a couple minutes and check it again." When I checked it again, it was higher. When I checked it then, it was 190, 198 over 99. And I said between that and the tingling, I knew I had already experienced something. I said, let me get to the hospital. By the time I got to the hospital, my blood pressure was 245 over 120. And I'm glad I paid attention to those little signs, because if I had waited, who knows what might have happened. My blood pressure might have just kept elevating, and yeah.
Right.
Don't want to get all morbid and sad, but yeah,
Right,
you know,
right. But it's that we need to hear sometimes,
yeah,
so that it makes us aware, makes us cautious to sit there and say, this may be a sign. You know what I'm saying? Don't just brush it off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes,
Don't
indeed.
and don't, especially us men.
Yes.
I'm gonna us men. We immediately, you know, we're invincible. We can do anything. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
Mhm.
You know, don't take that for granted. Don't ignore the signs. If something's wrong, you know, go get some help.
Right. Yeah. Good
Right.
deal.
So when you said, and this takes me to my next question, you had a scare before, right? And so
Right.
you're familiar with it. But that was about 3, 4 years ago. And then you said after that scare, that made you pick your bike back up. What was going through your mind that said, you know what, I just want to ride again, no matter
Live
what's
my
going on with the medical scare? You just pick. What was that feeling?
live my life. You know, I wanted to just live and enjoy my life. Because that scare, you know, it brings you sort of, it puts you face to face with your mortality. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
And you know, knowing that that's something that could have killed me. It's like, you know, why am I sitting here doing things that I don't want to do, or things that, aren't bringing me pleasure? Let me go find the things that I know will bring me pleasure. And I had no idea that me rebuying a motorcycle was going to bring me as much pleasure as it does, but it really does. And you know, I've met some great people along the way. Some people, I think Susan's on here, Mark
Hmm.
Campbell,
Yep.
Mark and Karen, a bunch of people from Mid South Long Distance Riding Facebook group, and they really inspired me to ride a whole lot, because I look at them and I go, oh, I don't ride enough. So yeah, and I look at those guys and I'm like, yeah, I want to do what they're doing, and I
Yeah.
also want to do what my club brothers are doing. So I've got two sides that I can really look at and be motivated by.
Man, I'm going to tell you, you are in an organization that is known for cross country riding. And I don't mean just cross country riding. I mean in a pack of 10, 20, 30 riders, um, getting on I-10, getting on the 40, and then with so many chapters that you have to visit. And that's what I always say about a national club.
Yeah,
You will end up spending a lot of time on the highway. So with you sitting there, the type of riding that you do, you're a different breed. You know what I'm saying? And then too, you ride a Pan America. How
yeah.
is that?
I get a lot of grief. I get a lot of grief from some people, um, but some people love it.
Uh-huh.
One, it's an amazing bike. I love that bike. When I went to buy my Road Glider, it was the first time I saw it.
Hmm.
I was interested in BMW style bikes, the adventure bikes,
Right.
but uh, the club breed is Harley only, so I had to get my Pan America, and people aren't used to it, but I think people are
Hmm.
getting used to seeing me on it.
Right.
And a lot of them, they come and they ask me a lot of questions, and they're like, "Oh man, I want to get one. I want to get one." But I think it's the what do you call the peer pressure
The
that
peer
keeps a lot of
pressure.
people away. I don't, I don't succumb to peer pressure. I do what I follow the path that I want to follow.
And and
Um,
and yeah, and that's why I say you're a different breed. You're a breed, but you're a different breed. And that's good. And that's what I try to tell people and explain to people. Ride your ride. Go see the things that you want to see, because being in the military, spending all the time that I spent downrange, sitting in a foxhole somewhere, I said, when I get back, I want to go see America. I want to go see, the $1 Million High. I want to go right out to Colorado. I want to go to Wyoming. I want to go to Idaho, or South Dakota, North Dakota. So that's why I really like, going up there. And to be honest, when you ride to North Dakota, it's almost like you're in a different world, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
definitely,
it even feels different up there. But
yeah.
I enjoy it. That's what I love about riding motorcycles.
Yeah, and if you notice, there's two Pan Americas in
there's two.
Yeah, and that means in two breeds. so that's my guy PJ Ground Pounder.
Man.
I just So shout out to PJ.
Shout out to PJ, man.
Yeah, that's his Pan America next month. So
I know, man.
He got his about a year after me.
Yep, I got to get PJ on, man.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Great dude.
He is. Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna keep this thing rolling. We want to welcome everybody tonight. A couple of people coming in the studio, got some comments. We got April Garner O'Neill commenting. We got Susan Miller commenting. We got David, Big Dave, my brother Big Dave commenting. We got Maylin commenting. Thank everybody. Mike Lowry, my guy, how you doing? Commenting. So folks, keep the comments coming. If you have any questions, we're gonna be opening up Q&A a little bit. So if you got any questions for King Tut, man, go ahead and line them up. Go ahead and get ready to put them in, because we're going to make sure we get them all answered for you. So listen, we're going to keep this show rolling. I want to sit there and ask you your biggest inspiration after going into the Navy, going into adulthood, your biggest inspiration.
Wow. Who inspired me the most?
Who inspired you the most? To be the person, to be the man, the writer, the educator, the photographer. Who inspired you the most?
That's hard to say. My mom, without a doubt, probably biggest inspiration, my biggest fan. Mm-hmm. But outside of like family, believe it or not, it was probably Colin Powell.
Nice.
Because
Does explain, sir. Does explain, because that was a great man.
Yeah, and I always say, and a lot of people don't understand this, there would have been no Obama if it wasn't for Colin Powell. Mm-hmm. Because he was the first African American really to be in such a high position as, chairman of Joint Chiefs Staff, Secretary of State, and it was like people got used to seeing this great African American, and I think if it wasn't for that, I don't think we would have ever been America wouldn't have been able to accept Obama. So, and why I say he's my greatest inspiration, I read his book. He's from New York, like me. He in the military, a career military man. Faced a lot of adversity. Faced a lot of adversity, and broke down all types of walls and barriers. And it was like, well, if he can do it, why can't I?
Right. Okay. Yeah, Doc. Hey, man, this is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah, folks. We're gonna go deep with this one tonight, man. We're gonna enjoy this episode. We've been looking forward to it. Hey, what's going on, Joe and Bev, the Tennessee 2? Thank you for joining us tonight, man. You guys always been one of our biggest supporters from the start. So, sir, your ride is different. The things that you like to see, the thing that inspired you. What drives and motivate you to want to go see murals like this, to go see busts, to go see historic places?
I think, like there's two types of riding. Like when you ride with the club or you riding with the pack, you're going from point A to point B, and you don't see much. You don't see things. And then, well, I'm gonna say three types of riding. And then you have the long distance riders who are riding for miles and miles and miles, and they don't have time to see much because they're doing iron butts and things like that. And I think I remember you talking in one of the early episodes uh, about Reef, and your styles was somewhat different. Like Reef was doing all these, like point A to point B, got to get there 18 hours, 16 hours, bam. And for me, I used to drive a lot in my Jeep. I bought a Jeep, and I said I bought this Jeep to go see places. And like I've got over 200,000 miles on my Jeep, and I've traveled and traveled and traveled. So when I got the motorcycle, I I was used to, like, I could drive from Memphis to California nonstop, 28 hours. It wasn't an issue in the Jeep. But when I got the motorcycle, I said, I want to see things. And so for me, it's about, yeah, I like putting on the miles, but I also like smelling the roses, I guess. So I want to go places. Like my daughter called me today. She was an hour away from the Grand Canyon, and I said, "Oh, you should have waited. I could have, we could have gone together." But yeah, I want to see. I don't want to just drive by the places. I want to see them.
Right.
So do you often break away like from the club and say, okay, well, on my own free time, I want to go do this. I'm going to go take off and go this, and I want to do it by myself. Do you do it solo?
Oh yeah. In fact, even last year, when we got to make that trip to California. I left Memphis, went to Jacksonville, and did my coast to coast from Jacksonville to California by myself. So yeah. I like riding both ways. But there are times that I just want to be at my own pace. And so that's where the riding solo. When you ride with a pack, you're at the demands of the pack. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're riding with yourself or someone that you really know and you know how they ride, and your rides are compatible, that's a different type of ride. That's a little bit more enjoyable to me.
Right. Indeed. And this picture here, man, I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Going to Four Corners out there in Arizona, and it's a natural made monument, and they label it Elephant Foot Monument. But to go out there, to stand there, to see it, to walk around it, and to look up at it, man, it's incredible. And a lot of people, to some people, it doesn't, it doesn't appease, it doesn't appease to them, or they don't take to it. But for me, being in that native reservation, because that's a native reservation.
Yeah,
area,
Navajo country. Yeah.
Navajo country, exactly. So it kind of puts me back in that spirit. You can kind of feel it, To me, I can feel it. Some people just sit there and just ride through it, but me, take my time off, cut the bike off, take my helmet off, and just walk and just smell the dirt, to just smell the earth and look at your surroundings, man. That's what I enjoy. That's my greatest.
I actually rode by that, and I saw it like off to the side, and I rode down the road, and I said, "What are you doing? Turn around." And and I turned around, and I got there, and I was like, "Oh man, this is beautiful," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I had my camera in the bag, but I just took my cell phone and took this shot. But yeah, that was finding things like that, to me, it's and that's something that I plan to do now in the future. Because I was a professional photographer, you get sort of burnt out. Now I'm gonna start trying to get back into doing my own photography, doing it for me and not for not for pay and things like that.
Right. Because you had a studio for a while. You had your own studio.
Yeah. I had a studio here in Memphis and sort of the Midtown Binghamton area, and it was Studio 494. Had it for opened it in 2012, closed it down last year. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And then in between there, when did and people don't know this, but I know in pre-production we talked about you being a university professor, teaching photography. So when did that come about? Were you teaching while you were being an entrepreneur with your own business, the studio?
Well, yeah. So I had taken courses at University of Memphis, and I knew all the staff. And one day they came to my studio, and they're like, "Hey, Greg, we need a favor." And I was like, "Oh, anything." They're like, "Yeah, we need you to teach." And I was like, "No."
Let anything quickly turn into a no.
Yeah, no. Because I think a couple years earlier, they used my studio for the lighting class.
Mm-hmm.
So they rented my studio out so that they could teach the lighting class. And so then the chair at the time, the real good friend, loved the guy to death, Richard, and I think and my buddy David, they asked me to teach, and I said yeah, and it was part time. It wasn't a full time job, but I enjoyed it. I did it for a few years, and I stopped last year. I stopped almost everything last year.
I was just about to say,
Okay.
you stopped everything.
Right.
Yeah. Last year was like, I'm done. Yeah, it's me time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and we get so consumed. Things consume us quick and fast. Social media.
Yeah.
People are riding now, getting content to put on social media.
Yeah.
And not realizing that it's taken away from their ride, of them enjoying the ride, because they're so focused on wanting to get content, thinking that this is what other people want to see.
Yeah.
How am I going to edit this to present it to other people to enjoy, when it's your ride?
Yeah.
You eventually stop riding your ride and start riding to entertain, to bring others content.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why my YouTube journey has not begun. Because and basically just because what you said, because then it becomes another job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do.
Right.
If I was to do anything, it would not be that type of stuff. It would be clips of maybe me riding and then me sitting down and discussing the ride. I think talking about the places that you've been, your experiences, like my camping experiences, being able to talk about that, being able to talk about, you probably saw my little video on Facebook where I was right on the Washington-Oregon border in a campground. And it was such a beautiful night. I said, I'm gonna leave the rain fly off. And I kept hearing something, but I sleep like a baby when I'm camping. A lot of people say they can't sleep when they camp. I sleep like a baby.
I sleep like a rock.
Yeah.
I sleep like a rock, man.
I kept hearing like, and I said, is that like maybe a squirrel or something trying to scratch the tent? And then when I woke up, I was soaking wet because the sprinkler system came on and malfunctioned and was literally spraying onto my campsite. And I had about 1/8 of an inch of water in the tent. I was just like, oh, this is ridiculous. But, it was one of those things that I said, stuff that just doesn't happen, stuff that only happens to me.
Right.
So it was one of those things. Yeah.
Okay. Doc, you got a question, McKing?
I always got a question, and I always ask this question, but how do you prepare for those long journeys, especially with health-wise? Are you exercising? Are your diet up to par? You know what I mean? Are you taking those necessary steps? Or if not, tell us how you prepare for your long-distance journey.
Are you there, King?
Okay, I'm there. I lost
there
your
we go. You got it. You got it. You're good.
Did you hear me, or do I need to repeat the question?
No, please repeat it. I didn't hear you.
Okay, so I was going back to the health. I always ask the question on how do people prepare for their long distance journeys, and I'm asking you, do you work out? Do you lift weights? Do you
you see this gorgeous body?
Do you prohibit your diet?
Do you see this gorgeous body? I'll be 63 years old this year. No, I don't work out at all. I need to start working out. Like that's one of the things I've admired watching K Solo. You see him going into the gym and you see him working out. I've always been sort of athletic and, you know, I'm not going to say like gifted, but I've always been athletic. But as I'm getting older now, I realize I need to compensate. So I have to start working out a little bit more. And plus for my health, I need to start working out a little more. But physically, I don't prepare for the ride like that. Mentally, I definitely prepare for the ride. And my daughter gets mad at me because I'm a planner. So I have to have a plan. Like, no, we're not just getting it. We're not just going here, there. I have to have a plan. Now, not so much that I have to know where I'm going to stop to eat and sleep, but I do need somewhat of a plan to ride.
Okay. Well, so when you get there, are you sore? If you're not exercising on a regular, and then you're just, you know, you're mentally prepared, you're financially prepared, you know, you're ready for any breakdowns or anything go down. But once you get there, you know, you just said if you were to do your YouTube channel and do your podcasting, you would talk about, you know, some glimpse of me rolling, but then you will sit down and discuss. Is some of those things that you could discuss the aches and pains that come along with?
Oh yeah, I'm a tender butt. In fact, if Mark and Susan will tell you, Susan Miller will tell you, I complain about my butt all the time. And it's something that just recently happened, like in the last year. My butt just gets sore all the time. So I spend all this money on seats and I mean, and everything. And yes, I feel the pains. I do get sore. But I don't allow that to slow me down or stop me. Especially if you're camping, like, and Solo can probably attest to this. After a long day's ride, now you got to crawl into this little tent and then in the morning crawl out. I do get sore, and I do think that I could benefit from exercising more. And I just think that it's something that I have to do and have to make become a habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about your diet?
Oh, it sucks.
It sucks.
I was just in a hospital. Come on.
Man.
Wow. Oh, no. It has to get better. So I've already started thinking about it. You know, lean meats, fruits, veggies, staying away from carbs. I've already, it's funny because I've already sort of gone away from sugars a lot. But it's so much easier to break a habit than it is to make a habit. And so I'll stay away from sugar, stay away from sugar, stay away from sugar, and then I got a zinger in my mouth. So yeah, so it's hard. And then once you start, it's like
right.
But yeah, I'm trying. I'm actually going to the doctor tomorrow, and I'm going to ask to see a nutritionist. Okay. So yeah, because like I said, I'll be 63 in November.
Right.
And I can't do the things that I could do easily 10 years ago. But I want to be able to do at least the things that I'm doing now 10 years from now.
There you go. There you go. Now, my question that I have is doing my homework, doing my research, looking at your rise. You've ridden in the Providence of Canada. You've been up in Canada. Was it something new? What did you see somebody? Did you see something that made you want to ride up to Canada? Did you just sit there and say, I want to ride up to Canada?
I think that was Mark Campbell. Mark Campbell told me about the northernmost buoy. Because I was talking about going to Key West. He said, oh, what about the northernmost? And I was like, what northernmost? But this is a funny story. So, like a couple of my bros, like, oh yeah, we going to Canada, we going to Canada, and I'm like, okay, I'll be in Canada before any of y'all.
Uh-huh.
So I knew that. Um, but what Mark told me about that, and so I just bought like I bought a brand new bike 4 or 5 months ago. I got a Street Glide Ultra, brand spanking new, first ride. I'm breaking this baby in. So I'm going up to the northernmost buoy, and you have to go up to the top of Minnesota into Canada, and then go around to Angle Inlet. And so I get up to the Canadian border, and the guy looks at me and he looks at the bike. He goes, "That looks like a new bike." And I said, "Yeah, it is." He goes, "You're taking that up there?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you don't know." And I said, "No, what?" So there's 20 something miles of gravel. And I was like, "What?" So now I'm on this brand new bike trying to get up to the northernmost buoy. And you got to go through like 20 something miles of gravel to get up there.
Oh yeah.
And I had no idea. And
I've
so
been there.
Mark didn't tell me. So he set me up. So
listen, Mark, if I know his wife is, I know Susan is listening.
yeah.
Mark, you've gotten this man out riding, exploring new territories on his new bike. I'm gonna have to get you on the show, Mark. You got some questions, man. We need some answers.
Yeah,
Doc,
yeah.
we got to get him on. We need some answers. So if you get a phone call from this gentleman right here, folks, just beware.
He's a good guy. He's a great guy.
He is. He's a great guy.
That whole group. Want to give a shout out to Taco.
Yep.
Yeah. They're all great guys. They welcome me into their little clique, and love them all. Love them all.
Yeah, good deal. Hey, folks, we're going to take a break, right? A pause in place. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, it's K Solo of Riding with K Solo podcast. Hey, just want to let you know, tune in every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 Pacific, right here on Riding with K Solo, the podcast on YouTube and broadcasting on Facebook. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central, 5 Pacific, where we're going to be highlighting the unsung riders from across the nation, riding the highways and byways, the back roads, the adventures, the journeys, the tales, and the legacies. Make sure you tune in right here, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 Pacific, Riding with K Solo, the podcast. And we're back, folks. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hey, we got King Tut on with us. And you know I got my right hand in the building.
Remy.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We had to just take a pause right quick, reload, get a sip out of our Army cup here. I'm loving this show tonight, folks. I'm loving this show tonight. I hope you are too. If you're enjoying the show tonight, give us a thumbs up and get ready because we are getting ready to go into Q&A. But before we go into Q&A, I'm going to explore some of King Tut's rides that he's been on, to some of the places he's been. Idaho. What did you think of Idaho, King?
It's actually a lot like the part that I went through, going up towards Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more beautiful than what I thought it would be. Very scenic, nice country, especially, to see. It's almost like state to state to state, the terrain just changes, and each state and each area gives you a different palette, and I just love to see like the color changes. And Idaho was nicer than expected.
Okay. And like I say, you were just up in Seattle. What had you up? Were you doing a Four Corners ride to go to Seattle, or how did you end up in Seattle, man? And how did you enjoy it up there in the Pacific Northwest? That's actually where I retired out of, and so I know the Pacific Northwest well. How did you enjoy it up there?
I didn't stay long, and I ended up there because one of the brothers was at a.
Y'all got a chapter up there, the
Yeah,
Seattle
yeah.
chapter. Yeah,
And
shout out to the Seattle chapter, Rare Breed MC. Much
Yep.
love, K Solo.
And he said no one ever comes to Seattle. So I said, well, I'll come. And I took my butt up to Seattle to see him, and then I went down into the Bay Area, Sacramento, and shout out to Greedy up in Seattle, Black Ice, brothers up there, Emo down in the Bay Area, great brothers, you know. And for me, like when I'm doing stuff like that, even if I'm on a solo trip, I want to visit as many chapters as I possibly can.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to meet my family. Yeah.
And that's what and that's what I say, man. I rode Nomad for umpteen years, and my whole goal was try to get to as many chapters. You know, I was a true nomad. You know what I'm saying? I had keyed the clubhouses that I stayed in when I would go visit a brother. So I would tell anybody, if you have national chapters, you have chapters on the East Coast, West Coast, lock it in with them bros. Stay at the club. You should, if there's a clubhouse in that city, you shouldn't have to get a hotel room. You should be staying in that damn clubhouse, man. That's what it's for. That's what it's meant for. I went up to Alaska, man, and I saw 81s up there, man. Them boys, come on, man. I ain't gonna say no more. But listen, when you're out there riding, man, and you're in a national club, you always got family, man. So Seattle, shout out to the Seattle bros up there, man. I don't know why people are afraid to go through them Siskiyou Mountains up there, man. Mount Shasta. I don't know why they're scared to hit I-90 and run to the Pacific Northwest. But it's great. It's beautiful. It's a great ride. So listen, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, it's just like when I got sick, I was getting, like one of the brothers up in Seattle reached out to me, all of people calling me, making sure I'm okay. And that's an amazing thing. There's nothing, I've never experienced anything like that outside of the military. And I think that's why I really wanted to be a part of this.
Yes. My shout out, much love to him, man. Doc, what you got for him?
Listen,
hit him up. How
many times have you done the Four Corners tour?
I haven't done it yet, Doc.
Oh, okay.
No, but
Doc, you got one up on him, Doc.
But next year, Four Corners and up to Prudhoe Bay. I'm speaking it now, guaranteed.
Okay, that's what's up. So I did it last year. I'm doing it again next year. And I will tell you this. I was leading into the question of, have you ever ridden the Trans-Canada Highway? And I've never ridden that highway either. Have you, K Solo? I'm sure you have.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
And it's boring as hell.
Okay, so the reason I asked, I wanted to know if he's had ridden it before is because when I did the Four Corners last year, I was also doing the 48 states in between, right?
Okay.
In the I-10 to the end. But once I started hitting my states and I got up to Madawaska, Maine, they were telling me, oh, you got to go back over to Blaine. They was like, well, why don't you just jump on the Trans-Canada Highway and it's going to take you quicker. You save you some time. And I was like, oh, it sounds so good. But I had to stay in the States because I was trying to continue on with my 48 states. So I wanted to know what that highway was like.
No, I haven't done it. In fact, I don't know anyone personally that's done it, taking that highway.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done that highway. And let me tell you, it's the boringest most ride that you will ever take on two wheels.
There's nothing. There's nothing. I know there's hardly anything. Big gaps of nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, Doc.
Okay.
And yes, it will put fear in your heart because when you out there, you don't know where a dealership is at. You don't know if it's a breakdown, where the maintenance gonna come from. You in international territory because you're in Canada. You don't know if your insurance is going to tow you or whatever. So riding that stretcher highway is definitely a true test of one's ability, endurance, and your confidence. Hey man, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. We're getting ready to open it up to Q&A and kind of get some questions coming in. I know you go off the beaten trail. You love to get out and explore. You're getting into going to different POIs now. You're in Wilson, Kansas. Was this on your to-do list, bucket list, or was it just something to just say, I'm passionate, I'm going to stop, turn around, and go take a picture of it?
Stumbled upon it. We were trying to decide where to camp. And, me and my daughter, because first part of my last ride, which we were trying to decide where to camp. And we were going to, I had mapped out a route. But when we looked at the campgrounds, it was like there's no place to camp on this whole stretch.
Right. And
so we had to go, and I didn't want to go. What's that? Is that 70? I can't remember what highway it is coming out of Wichita across to Denver. I think that's 70. Yeah, but I didn't want to go there because I have driven that road so many times, but we ended up doing that, and we found a campground near Wilson, Wilson Lake. Beautiful place. That's where the picture of the tent and all and the bike was. And so we camped there. So we went into town to get some food because I said, well, I'm a cook. So we got some food, and I saw that egg. And I was like, what is that? I said, we got to come back here tomorrow. I said, when it's daytime. And so when we left the campground, we came back, and we, it was a nice little town, but it was old Czech town. That's why they had these Czech eggs.
Right,
everywhere. Right. So,
right.
But I just thought, I
you
thought
stumbled
it was,
upon it. You stumbled upon
interesting.
it. Yeah. Hey, we can ready to open it up for Q&A. I know Susan's already locked and loaded, man. Question for Greg: will you be at K Solo and Reef RTE in October?
Yes.
Oh, there it is, folks. There it is. He gets one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there.
I actually was supposed to be at your one last year, but we had a club thing, and this year we have one too, but I had to make a decision, and I want to come to the RTE.
Man, that's hard thing about being in a club, especially with multiple chapters, because there's always something going on, and you want to go to an event, but you have to make that decision. You have to stick with that commitment of the organization. And hey, man, I ain't putting no business out there, boy, but I know if you don't make something in that organization you in, boy, they go deep.
No,
they break you off.
This is I mean,
and we don't get in the club bit. We talk club business.
No.
But hey, man, trust me when I tell you, we're gonna appreciate you being there.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be there.
Reef and I are gonna appreciate you being there.
Actually, I was mad because I was like, it's too close. I said, I want to ride somewhere. But I'll definitely be there.
Good.
I got one for you. So when I'm out, I got to be real particular on when I stop and eat, because some things that have my stomach messed up, and then I got to handle those different types of scenarios and situations while I'm out here on the road. And so I noticed that Leroy Hughes asked you, was you a gas station eater? So, are you picky with what you eat?
Low key. That's low key, man. Low key talking about does he eat roller dogs?
No.
Remember that name, man. That's low key, man. Don't call him Hughes, Mr. Hughes. That's low key.
I'm not eating no roller dog. Look, so I got a stove on my bike. If I want to eat, I'll pack out my little stove and I'll cook me a meal. But I'm not eating roller dog. And I try to stay away from fast food. So eating is probably the hardest part. I'll do jerky, like some good beef jerky while I'm on the road, and that'll keep my stomach, full. But yeah, I'm a little picky about where I eat and where I stay. I would rather stay in my tent than some hotels.
Now, I was about to ask, man. I was about to ask. You know, everybody has their own budget. Everybody, and I don't knock nobody budget. I just know what my budget is, and I know how I like to live my lifestyle.
Yep.
Will I do a mom and pop? Yes. Will I do a Motel 6? Yes. Because if I'm only doing 4 hours of sleeping, 5 hours sleeping,
Right.
I don't want to give $140 for 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Just make sure I'm gonna peel the cover back, make sure I don't see no bed bugs.
Yeah.
And I'm down. Matter of fact, I don't even take a shower. I only take a shower. I'm gonna get in their bed dirty. I'm gonna get up in the morning and take a shower. But the thing about it is, if I'm coming in hot, coming in before 12 midnight, I will hit a Motel 6 in a heartbeat. But you know, that's good, man. My. Now, let me ask this question. Navy is not typically known for camping. What got you into moto camping? Because that's not Navy. That's not Navy.
No. And I think I was telling you, like 10 years ago, me and my daughter went on a month-long camping trip.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point, it was like, boom, it's easy. And so I would tell the guys, you know, my brother said, I said, I'll just stay in the tent. They're like, yeah, right, you're going to stay in the tent. I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm going to take my bike, I'm going to pack a tent, and I'll stay in my tent. And, you know, I think they thought I was playing because they call me a hotel snob because they'll want to say, I'm not staying there, y'all going, I'm going somewhere else. But, yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy sort of just being in the outdoors. I got some hair or something flying near me, but I enjoy being in the outdoors. I enjoy camping. The whole experience I enjoy.
Yeah, for me, it was stepping back in time. I looked at old bikers and, you know, where they would camp out, do field riding, field events and stuff like that. And that was part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
The whole thing to me, the way biker lived that lifestyle is they didn't have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a lot of money. They fixed their own bikes. They had jalopy bikes and they would camp. You know, they would pull side roll and pull out the old half poncho and a lean-to. And that's how they would travel.
Yeah.
You know, their pants was raggedy. They would stitch their pants up. They vest. They cut the sleeves off. They stay cool. So I tried to stay in touch as much as I can to the old traditional biker lifestyle. That's always been.
Yeah.
Good deal. Doc.
Yeah, you know, so hey, I'm about to hit you with the question, man. And I saw somebody else ask the question too. But I want to know how you got your riding name. Because when I hear King Tut, I really think of Africa, you know, the pyramids or something strong, you know, like, did the club give you that name or was
No.
No.
I've had that name for many, many years. Family members call me King Tut. That was way before the bike stuff. But you notice my beard sometimes is a little bit longer. And so I'll meet bros that'll be like, yeah, he looked like King Tut. But no, that was a family given name.
Okay. And I know you talked about it. You said, man, I don't really want to talk about it. Because you didn't have the hairstyle for years. This
is my post midlife crisis.
Yeah. That's post midlife crisis.
I went past midlife and now I'm on that post midlife. and yeah, I did this. This was actually COVID. My barber went out of business, and shut down, and I didn't have a barber, and my hair just started growing, and I just got it twisted, and I said, I'm gonna cut it off. Now it's like, especially on the set, it's sort of become my identity. So,
okay, it definitely fits, man. It definitely fits. Hey, listen, Doc. We're gonna go into the Q&A because I don't want to keep him too long.
Okay.
You know, so we're gonna go into Q&A, folks. If you have any questions for King Tut, by all means, post them. We're gonna try to get to them. If we scroll past it, post it again. We're gonna try to get to it. First one up. What tent do you use? Coming in from D Bell out of Florida.
Yeah.
Good
No, I
question.
use a tent from REI. It's their it's a 3-person tent, base camp 3.
Base Camp 3.
Um, yeah,
Good tent.
I think
Good
that's
tent.
what it is. Yep, I got
Okay.
it used in up in DC. So yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a real good tent. It's because I'm tall. I'm 6'2",
Okay.
and I need a 3-person tent. I
Right.
can't get in a 2-person tent.
Right. Right. Bolo, my guy, Bolo, just coming back from Canada. My shout out, my hat off to him. Salute him. Boo, y'all. Great ride, Bolo, man. I enjoy seeing you guys making it. If you could take one trip anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Europe. I ride my bike to every country and city in Europe.
That there it is. There it
It's
is.
gonna
Why?
happen.
Why though? Why? Why Europe? Why Europe? Why not Asia? Why not Japan? Why not Australia?
I think
Why Europe?
because I was stationed in London for some years, and I'm in love with like European architecture.
Mm-hmm. So it's the
So
architecture. All right.
yeah, I
Food,
want to be able to
food,
see the
food,
cities, the
food,
countrysides.
food, food.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the food.
Because I'm a foodie. I'm a
Oh, I'm
foodie,
a foodie too.
man.
In fact, I would get off the ship and everybody would be running to the bars and the strip clubs, and I'm trying to find me some good coffee and a pastry shop.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Doc, he said he
Yeah,
want to go to Europe, man.
I
We're
do.
gonna hey, what do
I
you
do
think?
too. I want to go to Europe too.
Okay.
I
Highway
want to.
Smiley, man, set the standards. Snacks set the standards, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
PJ, PJ
PJ
went to
said,
Europe. Yeah.
who was the other guy that rolled with Red Breed that rolled with Smiley over there? I want to make sure I give him recognition and shout too. I don't think it was PJ. I think it was somebody else.
I think it was PJ.
Was it PJ?
Yeah, it was PJ and Smiley. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely, man.
So,
Trendsetters,
so,
man.
so
The
PJ,
trends are PJ Trendset Edition. Come on the show, baby. Come on the show.
PJ made me mad because I've seen a lot of stuff he's done, and I said, PJ, I bet you ain't got this. So I showed him the most order, and he said, "Oh man, Tut." He said, "You got up there?" I said, "Yeah." Then he takes a picture. Bam!
That's it, man. Hey, I got to get you on, PJ. If you even take a snippet, PJ, reach out to me, brother. I want to get you on, man, because
Yeah, I love that guy.
you a trendsetter, man. You're doing it. You've been there. You're one of those unsung riders, man. I just wanted to just bring you on the show to kind of highlight you as well.
Yeah.
Doc. So we got Europe on the deck.
I got another question. I see
yes,
this one.
shoot
It
it.
says,
Yeah.
one day ULC said, does Rare Breed require you to have a cruiser, or can you ride in formation with the Pan America?
Y'all gonna get me in trouble.
Look, man.
We gonna stop right
We
there.
are not gonna get you in trouble, sir. We are not gonna get you in trouble. So listen.
No.
Take that right there. Who asked that question? One day?
Yeah. Nah, that's
Yeah. I'm not gonna let him do it. I'm not gonna let him do it because trust me, I'm not gonna let him do it, man. Hey, Reef, PJ, Smiley, and Stacy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. Yes, sir, indeed. Boots out of Portland. My sister. Tell us a favorite or memorable ride. A favorite or memorable ride.
I think last year when I'm from New York.
Right.
So I did a nice long ride and ended up in New York, and just to be able to ride my motorcycle in New York City, that was pretty significant for me. One, because when I was growing up, and I really thought about this hard, I never saw a black person on a motorcycle in New York. Never. I mean, you see them now, you see it now, but I never had seen an African American on a motorcycle. Not that I can remember.
Right.
And yeah, I just wanted to be able to ride my bike up, ride it through the city, go see my family. And that was a memorable ride. Probably my last ride that I just did, it was like 6,200 miles. And I just, was able to go camping with my daughter and things like that. But I think my most memorable ride is yet to come. So
there you go. There you go, man.
Like
that,
there you go.
and I've always felt like that about everything in life. Like how I've always looked at, like, a lot of people live in their heyday and in the past, and oh yeah, I was the captain of a football team, whatever. And I'm like, no, I haven't experienced the best thing yet. So
right.
Yeah.
And you're also getting into national parks now.
Oh,
is that
yeah,
something that you decided, hey man, I want to go and look at nature in its rarest form or still preserved?
Yeah, I want to do all the national parks. I want to hit them all. I mean, that's going to be a ride that, like one year, like maybe the year after next, I'm going to say, oh, this is my national park ride.
Okay.
And collecting stickers.
Oh man, you definitely need to be at the RTE, because when you come to the RTE, folks, I'm telling you, don't come with no less than 150 stickers. You may need more than that.
Wow.
Because that's one thing that Reef and I love to do, that we picked up through our travels and different organizations that we are affiliated with, is sharing our stickers. That is our badge. It's like a badge of honor, man, to share that, because you leave your mark, you leave your footprint in the sand, and that's probably one of the greatest things that you can do. Stick them if you got them. Stick them if you got them. What Reef saying? Reef saying just the parks or national sites as well.
We can do both.
National, we do both.
Why limit it? Yeah, do both.
Yeah. D Bell, Doc, can you read that?
Yep, it says you have to he said you have to join the SCMA and do some of the rides. So
are you a member of the SCMA?
Yeah, I actually joined it the night that you had
Mark on?
What's his name on it? Yeah.
Mark, the chair?
Yeah. When you had the chair on it, I joined it that evening. And
oh man, you make me feel so good. Like we are really putting out some good positive information for people.
It's just like, even like with the iron butt, with the IBA, I probably have done 10 iron butts, but
never documented. Never submitted the paperwork.
Document. Yeah, I've got 2 right now that I've done that I haven't submitted the paperwork. I'm not as much into the paperwork as I am the ride. So, but they have great rides that I could look at and go, oh, I want to do this ride. And if I get around to submitting the paperwork, I'll do it.
Man, I love the rides that they have. One of my most memorable rides was the Why to Why Not, Why Arizona to Why Not North Carolina. And just some of the rides where I start out, I said, man, I'm going to do it within the time. But then I'll bail out and be like, well, I want to stop over here at this barbecue restaurant, or I want to go over here and see this, but it gives me something to sit there and set a goal for, or give me a destination point in. So, it's always good. You can use them for what you want. You don't necessarily go out and do the quick ride. You can just sit there and say, well, I'm going to ride the why not. Why not? So good stuff like that, man. Good stuff like that. Keep the questions coming, folks. Baldhead Nasty saying good evening. Great people. Baldhead Nasty. Good deal, Baldhead.
I got this statement for Reef. When I went out, he said, hey, Remy, the ride is not complete until you turn in the paperwork.
Until the paperwork is turned in. That's right. That's right. So we're gonna keep moving here. We're getting ready to bring this thing down. King Tut, now you are getting ready to transition into another dimension or another arena of, let's say, motorcycle vlogging, podcasting, sharing your journey. We briefly talked about it. Where do you see yourself going with it? Are you looking to do the full platform? Are you going to be a weekly thing, or how do you foresee moving forward with it, or sharing your journeys and experience?
So when I, I have all the gear, I have all the equipment, because I had a photography studio.
Right.
So I didn't have to invest anything to be able to do it. But my initial intention was so that my grandchildren can see what I'm doing. Or if they want to look back, there'll be an archive of what I've done. And sharing it for friends and family. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I'm just trying to use YouTube as a platform to document my thoughts, my feelings, my rides.
And I say that because that's why I started doing this, because I want to leave a legacy. I want people, the unsung riders' voices to be carried on. People who were doing it back in the 60s, 70s. I want their voice to carry. I don't want them to be forgotten, man. I don't want you to be forgotten. Anybody bring on this show, I don't want their legacy to be forgotten, because you're contributing to the culture. You're inspiring others. That's my whole thing, man. I want to inspire others to get out there. So that's why I found it took some twisting from Sarge. It took some twisting from GQ and Big Sale and LT and Retro to sit there and say, Solo, you need to do this, man.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm doing it right. But man, that's my vision of it. Is just to keep
GQ does it. Yeah.
He is his cinematography is superb.
Yeah, he's doing really well with him. He's good brother.
Yes,
and he has a passion for it.
He does. It takes a passion for it.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does. It takes a passion, a labor of love. Doc, you got a question for King?
No, I don't. No.
No. You ain't never done. You ain't never done. Come on now.
Don't be scared, Doc. Don't be scared.
Because listen, in pre-production, y'all was like, we're gonna go ham at it.
And see, I think I'm trying not to, I'm from Chicago. He from New York.
He already said like Chicago was second.
Right, and then he called Chicago second. So
second city.
The second city. I know I'm from the country.
That's two strikes.
What did Ty say? Good day, Doc, K-Solar, King Tut. I did 4 corners, Angel Inlet, Niagara Falls, and 48 in one ride. I wanted to go South Padre, but a storm was brewing that summer. Black Eagle. All right, Ty. All right, man. Shout out to you, man. To get you on, let's talk about it on Trip Talk. We do Trip Talk on Thursday night. Joe Fan, that's real, man. Congratulations to Joe again. That 48 4 corners, I-10 to the end, and Reef almost talked them into doing border to border. Loco, man, you got caught in one of those storms coming back from seeing the old man, Pat Cornell. And shout out to Pat Cornell with an incredible ride. Pat, if you're listening, Loco, if anybody can get word to him, I want to bring Pat back on, because when he first started out, we had him on the show, Doc, and we're going to get him back on the show. Now he's completed this ride, man. And I love his nice little exit when he did the Forrest Gump theme of, I'm tired. I think I want to go home now. So getting ready to wrap it up, King. You post things on your social media, man, that I enjoy reading sometime. This one here kind of stuck out to me, man. We often learn too late that we spent too much time worrying about the things that matter least.
True.
That is very true.
Touch on that, sir. Touch on that. And
I mean, it's just like, how I was saying that just this weekend, I let myself get stressed out over things that I shouldn't have let myself get stressed out on. And we spend more time worried about, this and that and this and that, when those things aren't really that important. When I was in the Navy, Stephen Covey has a book, and the one thing that always stuck on me was that he gives this example of big rocks and little rocks. Big rocks are the important rocks. The little rocks are all the other things that go on, in the day. If you fill a jar up with the little rocks, you can't get too many big rocks in there afterwards. But if you put the big rocks in first, then the little rocks will just sort of find their way and fill in all the gaps. And so that's sort of like, worry about the big rocks. But so many people spend so much time and focus on the little rocks. And those little rocks really have no impact on your life and your future.
Man, you have just touched a lot of people with that right there, sir. You don't even know how many people you just touched. Folks, I'm gonna end it there. Doc, I'm gonna end it there, Doc.
Okay, I'm with you, because that touched me right there, because I find myself stressing about things, but then I have to remind myself that can I control it? If I can't control it, then I don't need to worry about it, and I just need to let God roll with it. So I don't have a gray hair in my head yet, and I want to keep it that way. So I try not to worry about those things that I cannot control. So yep, I'm with you. We can end it right there.
Yeah. King, sir, is there any final closing words? And we want to thank you. We personally want to thank you for coming on the show, sharing your legacy, your journey, your inspiration with us. Like I say, I know you just got out of the hospital bed, man, and made it back home. I can't thank you enough, sir. I can't thank you enough. Final words, closing words.
Just thank you. I'm humbled to even be here. I had that like imposter syndrome. I'm like, man, I don't belong in this show. I don't even belong in the same room. But because like when I first heard of you, like solo, it was like I was like, he did what? He's done what? And I was like, so and I started asking people, y'all ever hear this guy K Solo? They're like, no, it was K Solo. I was like, oh man, he's a legend. So being on here is just like a humbling experience. Like I said, I'm a baby ground pounder, but I have a passion for it, and I love riding my bikes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna continue to do it, and I just hope to see more and more people out there on the highway.
Okay. Doc,
it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I'll see you at the RTE, because I'll be there as well. I don't have any stickers. I'm gonna have my student make me some cutouts, and I'm gonna tell them, hey, y'all draw what I look like to y'all, and then we're gonna put.
I'll bring you a King Tut. I'll bring you a King Tut sticker.
There you go. You go, man. There you go. Well, look, sir, you have a good night. Please take care of yourself. We look forward to seeing you in Little Rock, Arkansas. We didn't even touch on that, but man, that's still a powerful picture right there. We talked it in pre-production, but we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
All right,
sir. You take care. You have a good night.
All right, have a good night, y'all.
Good night.
Doc Remy.
Hey, that was a good show.
Out the park, man. We knocked up and out the park, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't care. We had one person on here watching tonight. Hey, folks, if you enjoyed the show tonight, man, give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. If you want to send a donation, send us a donation, man. We greatly appreciate it. All of this for you, to inspire you to get out there and ride, to get out there, life choices, decisions that we make, health-wise, all of that, man. This is what it's for. Each one teach one. Aspire to inspire and be legendary. That's what it's all about. But listen, Doc, before we go, man, I just want to go ahead and just kind of turn it over to you to kind of talk about what you got going on. I know you got something coming up here in the near future. Can you talk to us about it, please?
Absolutely. In March, I have my gala. I do every year. I do a charity weekend ride where we do a ride to read. We donate books to children. We visit schools, and I bring speakers in to talk. So like this year we had the Kathy Gray. She came in and spoke. This next year coming up, we're gonna have Gorilla Blue. He's gonna come and bring some knowledge and shed some light to some teenage boys at the Youth Academy. And so, it's more than just, fellowshipping and getting together. It's really about learning about the Sankofa Achievement Center, how we can help in the community, ways you can help. Even though you may not be in Nashville, it takes a village, and anything that someone can do helps. Typically I don't have that many riders in my ride, but when I go live and I do my raffles and things like that, people start donating even though that they can't make it. And that's all it's about, is bringing awareness to what I'm doing with youth and education in our community. And that's it. And then it's March the 12th through the 14th here in Nashville. And please, it's going to be upscale. We're going to have a gala, dress to impress, catered food. Thursday, Friday, we got Harley-Davidson is sponsoring the ride on Saturday. And I'm just looking forward to some people coming in, and I'm just now getting back on my motorcycle after my knee surgery. So I plan on getting out here and spreading the word, and hopefully bring a few more people into Nashville, and so they can see exactly what I'm doing and see ways that they can help me.
I love it, Doc. I love it, Doc. I love it, man. I'm so proud of you, all you doing, man. I'm thank you for just even stepping in to be on the team with this podcast. Folks, listen, man. I can't thank Doc enough. I really can't. And make sure you show her some love. Go over and subscribe to her social media channel. She's on Facebook. Make sure you go and become a subscriber. Her YouTube channel is getting ready to get up and running. We're going to kick that thing off and get her going. Also, make sure that if you're in the Nashville area, try to get to her gala event. I'm gonna do my best to try to get out there, but you know how I travel. I always travel on two, so I don't know how my suit would look after I get out there. And I'd probably have to get out there a day early, put that thing in the cleaners, and get it pressed, man.
Listen, you iron it up before you get home. You know what I mean? Fold it up nice, and then when you get to wherever you're gonna sleep, you just pop them pants, man.
Oh my goodness. Low key, thank you very much. Donate to the RTE. We do have a link that if you want to donate, even if you're not coming to the RTE, but you still would like to donate to the RTE, we do have a Cash App that we have that we'll be taking donations from, and the donations from goes into helping us with the food and the beverages and all that, because we don't charge anything for the barbecues. We do 2 nights of free barbecues, and the only thing we ask for is donations. So if anybody's coming to the Reef and K Solo official Ride to Eat and you want to donate, it's $ capital REEF capital KSOLO. That goes directly to the Reef and K Solo official Ride to Eat. I'm gonna say it again. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it down here. Yep. It's $ capital REEF capital KSOLO at Cash App. If you want to contribute, donate to the Ride to Eat, by all means, we greatly appreciate it, because it's just a big old family reunion. We don't know who bringing the potato salad, but hey, man, don't come with none of them jacked up potato salad. I'm getting out of here, man. Doc, any final words?
Nope. I want everybody to stay blessed and stay safe out there on the roads, man. Y'all have a good night.
That's my doc. You take care, Doc.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Folks, if you enjoyed the show tonight with King Tut, Doc Remy, and your host, K Solo, give us a thumbs up. If you want to become a donor, a subscriber to the channel, by all means, folks, feel free. If you want to purchase some merchandise to help us grow the channel, please feel free. But we definitely need your support and help reaching 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Please, 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 please share, like, subscribe, comment, the whole 9 yards, all that stuff, all of that social media stuff. Share the channel. Share the channel. It only makes us better. It only pushes the podcast out there, the word out there. And if you know somebody that's been in the culture for 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years, inbox me their information. I want to reach out to them. I want to bring them on because I want to capture their legacy. All right, folks, that's all I have for you tonight. And always remember, aspire to inspire. And if you do that, you'll definitely be legendary. Have a good night and God bless. K Solo.